Good morning friends, this is the FCU installation part 2 video. If you have not watched the part 1 video, I request you to watch that video first. So let's start the video. And here the next one is, for example, here you can see we have the wall package. So that is called as a PACV wall package. So normally we have the arrangement like this. For example, here you can see the supply to the FCU and this is the return from the FCU. So here we have the normally like union fittings will be there. Then we have 3 isolation walls are there. Then here we have the drain connection, and here you can see the strainer, and here you can see the PACV wall, and finally we have the 2 flexible connector. So this is called as a FCU PACV Hook Up. So the key points we have to note down here is, when we go for the material order, this FCU PACV hookup is not available for all the sizes. That is the important thing. When you go for the pricing in the tender also, you have to know this point. For example, this PACV hookup mostly in the Middle East it is available for, like for example, 15 mm pipes, 20 mm pipe, 25 mm pipe, and sometime 32 mm pipe also. But the same PACV we need for the AHU also. So AHU normally the pipe size will be higher. For example, 40 mm, 50 mm also will come. For example, if you need the AHU with 50 mm, there you need the PACV hookup like this. This will not be available like a full package. Normally this is available for the lower size like a full package. You just can connect this flexible connector with FCU, and this connection you can make. All these parts will be available like a full package. But when it goes to the high size like 50 mm or 40 mm like this will not be available like a full package. This will be available like individual parts. You have to procure the PACV, and you have to consider the isolation wall separately, then strainer separately, and this all will be installed in the different way. It will not like a full package it is available. So when you go for the pricing as well as when you go for the order, you have to make sure that this package is only available for the lower sizes only. Mostly in the Middle East this is the regular practice. And the next point here is, for example, you can see this is the fresh air duct, the same bedroom connection, and we have the FCU here. So this fresh air duct connection with 100 by 100 mm duct and 30 liter per second is given to the FCU. Here I would like to say 2 points. For example, here we have the bedroom, and here we have the FCU, for example. So we have the supply connection, and in our case we have proper return for this case, and which is connecting like this. The plenum box is there, and we have the fresh air connection which is coming from outside, and this one we can connect with the FCU like you saw here. We can connect with the return side of the FCU. So this is the first case. Coming to the second case, sometime what happened, we have the FCU here. So same in the bathroom, for example, this is a supply connection, and return there will be only return register is there. It's like a free return, so the air will be coming like this, and here we have to provide the fresh air connection. So normally what happen in this case, the fresh air we will release at this point, and the return air will come. Both will be taken by the FCU return. So sometimes some people do like they provide the fresh air very far away. Like this is the room, this is the overall room. Here we have the FCU in the ceiling. We have the FCU in the ceiling. They provide the FCU far away, like this distance. I'm telling the distance is very high. But this is not recommended to keep the fresh air very far away from the FCU. What we normally recommend, like from the FCU, like 500 to 600 mm. Sometime okay, 1 meter also okay. But sometime the client will say that maximum 200 to 300 mm away from the FCU. You keep the fresh air connection, okay, for the proper air circulation. So we have to avoid that the keeping the fresh air connection like 2 meter 3 meter away from the FCU. So that is not the acceptable one. Try to keep as much as close to the FCU for the free air discharge. So we normally recommend to keep maximum 500 mm from the FCU. The next point for the FCU we need to consider is the condensed drain pipe. So here we have to consider some key points. When it comes to condensed drain pipes, like for mostly in the Middle East, for the exposed condensed drainage pipe, we use the galvanized iron with insulation. And when it comes to concealed, that means inside the wall and underground buried one, we normally use the UPVC pressure rating with a high pressure rating. We are using for this one. So here you can see whenever we go for the FCU installation in some area, we have to make sure that from that point we can take the drainage pipe to the nearest flow drain. For example, in this case, this is already the bathroom. So what we can take from here, we can take the connection to the wall, from the ceiling to the wall. From there we will go down, and from the going down, for example, this is the section of the drain. So here we have the FCU. So from here we'll take to the wall, we'll go down, and from the buried one we can go to the nearest flow drain. So here will be a flow drain. So this case we have to consider for all the FCU, because some case FCU is far away from the toilet. So in this case we have to consider the routing from the FCU, how to take the connection to the nearest flow drain. So that one we have to consider for each FCU. So this case is for the fan coil unit. But when it comes to the things like AHU and FAHU, which is normally located in the roof side, we normally provide the funnel drain. So funnel drain, for example, here the FCU is located, FAHU is located. From here the water will be collected like this, and this will be dropped like this, with some air gap must be maintained, not directly dump into the drain like this. This is for the FAHU, AHU, I'm telling the roof unit. So some air gap like 2 to 3 inches we have to keep minimum, and then you have to release the water from here. This is the funnel drain for the AHU, FAHU. When it comes to FCU, as I told, we have to consider the proper routing as well as the proper slope. At least 1% slope we have to maintain for the drainage connection. And second thing, the material, just like exposed one material and buried one material, both we have to consider. And coming to the next point, sometimes FCU can supply the cooled air to the electrical room, a server room, this type of thing. So when it comes to that type of rooms, you must consider the important thing that the consultant or client, mainly they will ask the drip tray, because if there is any leakage of water from the FCU to the server room, it will make a big issue. That's why we normally go for the drip tray for this type of rooms. But when it comes to drip tray, some important points you need to see. That is, the first one is the material. So material, normally what happened, the different materials are recommended by different client. So SS301, SS mostly stainless steel will come, stainless steel, but the grade is important. SS316 is very expensive, and SS316L is more expensive. SS304 is less expensive, and sometimes some client will recommend for GRP also. So there are different materials are available for the drip tray, each with different cost. So when it comes to tender stage also, you have to focus on what material they are recommending for the drip tray for the FCU drainage. Coming to the last point of the discussion, so here you can see the branch take-up connection at this level. So if you zoom this connection, for example, here this is the supply, this is the return line, and you have to take two branch connection from here and here to the FCU. So this connection is not an issue, because you will take it straight away like this. But when it comes to this connection, you have to cross this line. For example, if I take one section, how it will look like, two pipes are here, supply and return pipeline. So one pipe branch line will come directly, but another line you cannot take it directly. So you must take it like either you can take like going down like this, and you can take it up like this, and otherwise you can take it from up like this from the top, then you can go down like this. Then both will be passing in the same level, both the supply and path in the same level. So the option 1 is you can take the up like this, or option 2 you can take down like this. So there are two options in front of you. So here I have shown you one example. For example, you can see this main line which is beginning. This is 800 mm dia district cooling connection. So from here we are taking 600 mm dia connection. After that we have a reducer. So first you see this line which is I have taken directly, because there is no need of crossing. But when it comes to the second line, I cannot take it directly because this pipe is disturbing me. So I am taking up like this, I have taken like this, I have taken like this, and then I am passing both in the same level. So I would have taken like down also I can take, but I would always recommend to keep in the upside take-up for the good engineering practice, because when you take it down, sometimes it is assumed that the dust and dirt particles will be settled in the down. So when you take it up, this type of mistake we can avoid. So I would recommend to keep it up like this. And the second thing, as I told you earlier also, here you can see I have taken the equal T first, then I provided the reducer instead of making the reduced T on this thing. So this is what the normal engineering practice I do for the installation. So I believe this video would have given some basic information about the MCU installation in respect to the design and the installation. So if you have any comments, please add your comments in the comment section. So thank you for watching the video. We will see again with another interesting topic. Thank you. Bye bye.